Well, hello there. If anybody's here, they can tell me if I'm too loud or too quiet or anything like that. But if not, I'm just going to get started painting. Right now I'm doing the intersex flag with my watercolor pride roses, which I have a bunch up from 2021. This is the queer chevron flag. I did Demi Boy yesterday. This is from this year. It's hard to see the white with this setup, I guess. But those are free downloads, except for Demi Boy. I haven't put that one up yet. On my Patreon, so there's a couple commands that can get you there. I have links set up. I have exclamation point roses will take you right to the post if anybody's interested in that. There's also one for the playlist that I'm using, which I put together myself, which is just on Spotify with some stream beats, which is classic for streaming. Let's see, I have the Coffee Talk soundtrack in there. That music is so good for lo-fi stuff. Valhalla, which is another game soundtrack. Some stuff from one of my favorite bands here on Twitch, ACS, is in there. Some Young Bay, which is always nice and upbeat too. I guess I said I was using watercolor. The yellow is gouache, which is watercolor gouache, so similar camp, but I guess a little bit different. Purple I have is straight up watercolor though. Hey, thanks for the follow. That definitely didn't do the specific follow alert that I set up for this, and I'm kind of annoyed by that. I don't know about Queen. The bean, maybe. I'm doing all right. How about you? Are you feeling any better? We have. The stupid software that I used to do to record paintings for speed lapses decided that they shouldn't actually do recording anymore. So if I'm going to have to use OBS to record anyway, I might as well push going live. I'm glad you're feeling a bit better. So this is my Pride Rose project, and if you want to see the original post from that from 2021, this should bring it up. There we go. So it's a bunch of different pride flags that I did as free downloads on my Patreon. So this is an example from 2021. This is the queer chevron that Tumblr came up, and it's a little shiny because I've got it bagged. But this one specifically is the intersex flag. KLW, what are you doing here, nerd? And let's see, I did Demi Boy the other day, which is how I fucked my back up. I think because I was crunched over like a goblin. But I think I did 16 of those in 2021, and I decided to add a few more. Because why not? Well, thanks, KLW. I appreciate it. This is KLW. KLW, this is I. I is another streamer who I mod for, actually. And is a cool person. KLW I've known from Jix community for what, 5 years now? Maybe close to 4. Music down, got it. Is that better? I make sure everybody drinks water. Yeah, it's been a pretty long while. How about there? Awesome, thank you. I can understand now why everybody is so thankful to me for telling them what the sound should be like, because you really have no fucking clue, do you? It can sound fine to you and just be an absolute disaster for everybody else. Yeah, you were gone for the first, I don't know, couple months that I joined, I think, KLW, because you took a break, right? Oh, yeah, that setting where you can actually hear yourself repeated is insane. I turn that off automatically with all the headphones that I get because it will drive me insane. Well, more insane, I guess. You haven't gotten to Rekion yet, have you, KLW? I haven't been keeping a close eye on Jix's Discord lately. KLW is a shiny hunter, which is how I know him in Pokemon. And I think he's still doing Terrakion, old school odds, which means you have a 1 in 8,192 chance to get the right colored one. So it can be a bit of a slog. Yeah, Terrakion is a bit of a bully. It's at least an interesting shiny to wait for. Yeah, there was one of those a while back too that I'm not going to remember what the name of it was, but it was basically like evil capitalist Pokemon where you had to put them to work in a factory, which is just horrifying to me. There's another game that does actually have a straight up gun beast. Oh, another one? Why do they need to do this? I don't think that it's necessary. But nobody asked me. If I was ruling the world, it would be a little bit different. But Cassette Beasts is one that I got and can't play because the accessibility option I need isn't working yet in the Switch version. But they have an actual straight up gun like Tyrannosaurus Rex creature that's pretty cool. Yeah, KLW, those swords haven't been nice to like anybody. I think I got Virizion really fast when I did mine, but I think that's the only one that's really been nice to anybody. Do you think there's an equivalent of like trench foot for the creatures? I feel like that would be even worse than human trench foot to have to deal with in game. Like, no thank you. Yeah, that's fair. The new Zelda game just came out too. Lots of good stuff coming out lately. I've never actually played a Zelda game, ever. And I think the open world Breath of the Wild thing is not for me, but I'm glad that everybody else is having fun. Do you know what starter you're going to pick when you do Cassette Beast KLW? There's only 2 options, so it's a little easier than Pokemon in that regard. Yeah, Cassette Beats did that little sale before they went, or like the first week or something for early adopters, which I thought was nice because they did that on Steam too. But since it came out at a different time, we weren't sure if they were going to do that for the rest of us, which is considerate of them. Oh yeah, the emo sheep. That's the one I picked too. I can't keep playing until they fix that glitch effect thing, but I also picked the emo sheep. I don't remember their names either. Jick picked Can Devil, something like that. The Candy Demon. Are you focusing on any one of the companions for the time that you have played? There's one that you'll find this amusing if you're still listening. There's one of the companions in this game is Anti-Landlord, and he calls them all vampires, and it's really funny. Oh, that's cool. Which bootlegs did you get? Does the cone change color for that one? I think. Yeah, so the bootlegs, each of them can be any of the other types, and there's like 15 types, I think. So you can get, oh, sorry, I kicked the table. So you can get the 15 different ones, or however many it is. But there's like plastic type and glass type, astral, a bunch of them. It's pretty cool. I think it's neat that they took something like shinies that's so usually connected to Pokemon and actually made it their own very definitively. Mm-hmm. Which colors did you get for the traffic crab? Cool. Silver is glass and green is grass, right? I think. The glass type has that funky thing where it basically like puts shards into the opposing mons after it's hit. Mons, beasts. Yeah, it does make sense. I just think it's pretty cool because it's not like anything in Pokemon. They only have the, I forget what the right word is for them is, like the toxic spikes and stuff that you have to actually do a move for. Okay, it's time to move on to purple. Hopefully I don't derp with this purple though. Purple's especially hard to lift out of the paper if you make a mistake. With yellow or something lighter, it isn't quite so bad. But purple is pretty fast to set into the paper. So what else have you been up to lately, KLW? You mentioned Zelda. I'm assuming that's been forefront. It's so hard for me to not sing along with this, but I don't need to blast all your eardrums out. This is one of my favorite bands who's from Twitch, actually, ACS. And this is one of their originals. They let their original songs be used for art videos and to stream and all that kind of stuff. So it's a nice mix up from the video game music that I have and stream beats, because who doesn't have stream beats? Oh, that's right, the combat racing. I forgot you mentioned that the other day. Sounds like a lot of fun. I just started a new game 3 days ago called Cozy Grove. It isn't like new, but it's new to me, which is kind of like a creepy Animal Crossing. You're on an island where you're trying to help ghosts remember who they are so they can move on, pretty much. It's pretty fun. But it does have, unlike Animal Crossing, it has like a limited amount of things you can really do in the day. And once you hit the end of the goals, it'll be like, hey, you need to take a break. You can't do anything else today. Try again tomorrow. And while that is better for me because I actually stopped playing, it makes me angry because I want to keep playing because it's fun. Oh, no worries. Um, I basically said, oh, right, the racing game, you mentioned that the other day. And then I talked about the game that I recently started playing called Cozy Grove, which is like creepy Animal Crossing. Basically, you're on an island and you do have to do like the gathering materials and stuff like you do in Animal Crossing, but it limits you to a certain amount of stuff per day. And you're helping ghosts try to remember who they are so they can move on. Oh, I don't even know if I have options. Do I, KLW? I didn't think to check. I should try for that if I do this again. So far my laptop hasn't exploded, so I might do it tomorrow morning. Because I do need to, well, I want to get these done. Oh my gosh, that's so close. At least you made it. Even if it was by the skin of your teeth. Okay. I'll see if I do this tomorrow, which I'm starting to think I might. Um, I'll try to reset for that. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure I can figure it out. If I figured out how to get the audio working on a Mac, I think I can manage that. Macs are so weird with audio stuff. But I did it. Oh, that's cool. So basically you need to decide if you're freezing the clock or not, depending on how far out of the way they are. Gotcha. It seems like a fun little addition to just like a regular racing game to make it a little more original. Not that I play a lot of them, so I wouldn't really know. Bit of a tempo shift there, Spotify. Right. How often do you explode into a wall? If it's anything like NASCAR, that's going to happen pretty often, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I'm always awful at anything that has a timer on it, honestly. It just makes me freak out. Yeah, well, that makes sense. That it wouldn't, like a real quote unquote racing game wouldn't be as forgiving as Mario Kart is. Oh, that's cool. So are you just working on the uh, time trial ones to get achievements and stuff like that, or did you finish all the other stuff? Oh, that's always good. What's their version? Is it, I guess I don't know anything about what kind of items they would have. I was gonna make a guess, but then I realized that I know absolutely nothing. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's interesting. So basically you're going all in or not. I 100% do not remember adding this to this playlist. That's funny. Oh, that's cool. So they split up the items that you can do in the front and the back. Oh, interesting. All right, I've been sitting down for about an hour, so I'm going to finish this pedal and then take a quick break, and I will be right back. I'm back now. What's up? Oh, hi, Sky. Hello, everybody. Yay! Thank you so much. How was your stream, Sky? What were you doing today? I saw the alert, but I didn't see what you were doing. I'm so annoyed that my follow thing didn't work. I'm gonna need to mess with that later. Because I did set up some really nice original follow alerts, and then it went back to the default anyway. Hi, Georgie. How was stream? How's everybody doing? Good, good. And I'm glad you had fun. Thank you, KLW. Stars, hi! I'm doing good. My back's doing a little better from when I did one of these, except I sat up on the couch instead of on the floor. So, oh, sorry, I hit the camera. So I did Demi Boy on Monday and hunched over like a gremlin and hurt my back. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this today, but I was fine. So we're working on the intersex one now. For my roses project, which I did in 2021, I did 16 different pride flags like this. So this is the queer chevron. Yes, I would appreciate the follows, of course, but nobody feel obligated if you aren't going to be back. It's not that big of a deal. Well, so do I, KLW. Mario's not special. But these are all available for free downloads at my Patreon, and that should pop up a link. Thank you. Thank you very much, Georgie. So I did a whole bunch of these, and then there were some that I felt like I should add, so I decided to go back to it. And I just really like painting the roses. I find it relaxing, not exactly meditative, maybe is the right word, just because it's one of those things that I don't need to think about super hard. So, and I have a few others I'm planning on doing. The blue gay flag, the bear flag I'm doing 2 different polyamory flags. Was that all the ones that I had sketched out already? I think so. I haven't picked out the paint colors for the other ones though. I figured I'd probably only get one done today before my laptop gave up, but it seems to be doing okay so far. Like, it's not happy about life, but who is? So maybe I'll pick out paint colors and then after I finish this one, because I do have a different stream to go to later today. I guess I haven't eaten lunch either. That's probably a thing I should do at some point. Food is important. I did have a good breakfast today, so I should be okay for a while. I usually eat lunch late-ish anyway. Wow, I sure hope you guys can't hear that fighter plane that's flying over my house. So what has everybody else been up to today? You can see what I've been up to. KLW has been playing a lot of games, I know that much. That's fair. KLW's been playing that too. I know, it's the big release. I haven't ever actually played a Zelda game. They'll take away my nerd card if I say it too often, but just not my kind of thing. But I've loved seeing all of the, I'm going to call them atrocities lovingly, the atrocities that people have been coming up with the fusions. Oh, rain is always nice. I'm one of those people who really prefers rain over the other options. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, where it's rainy a lot, so it feels like home. Especially with all the fires already this year, having some rain is good. Yeah, I saw someone making like a drone basically, which is impressive. I don't think that they have the Geneva Convention in the Zelda world, but if they did, that's a lot of war crimes that people have been committing. Yeah, a lot of them. Oh, okay, KLW. I'm sorry your Wi-Fi has been such a pain in the butt. I know it usually is, but I'm still sorry that it's being a pain. On a fence. That's impressive. I don't think I could fall asleep on a fence. Yeah, I know it's late for you. Sleep well, I. See you Sunday, if not before. Thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's true, KLW. Probably would not help the back issues. Although maybe, I don't know, maybe it would be weird enough that it would finally click everything back into place. I guess the only other thing I've seen with the new Zelda game is everybody being thirsty for Ganondorf, which understandable. I see it. But that and war crimes, that's all I've been seeing about it. Yeah, that's fair, Georgie. At least I got the major points then. So if anybody asks, I can just say, I know that Ganondorf is hot and that you can commit war crimes. No need to apologize, it's hilarious. Although I think everybody else is a slut for him, and not the other way around, maybe? Maybe there's more about that in the story, and that's why I should play. You find out why Ganondorf is such a slut. All right, Sluttendorf it is. Oh, hey, Flack. Thanks for the follow. I feel like that would be a good team up for like a Mario Golf KLW. How are you doing, Flack? Good to see you. Or maybe Mario Tennis so it can be doubles. Good. Relaxing is a good way to spend your time. Yeah, that seems like a good plan, KLW. I think that that would be really funny. Although now I should probably apologize before I say this. Sorry. I'm just imagining Ganondorf with his gigantic ass pecs in a golf polo, and that's really funny to me. You know those buttons wouldn't stand up to it. They'd be trying their darndest, but they would not stay on. I'm sure. There have been so many drawings like that. There's gotta be one. Oh, that would be great, KLW. That's so funny. Thank you, Flack. This is, I'm gonna lose track of how many I've done now. This is number 18 total in my Pride Roses project, which I started in 2021 for Pride. And I did 16 then, and then I did one on Monday. And then this one is now done. But I did a bunch of different Pride flags, and I decided to add a few more. I have them available as free downloads on my Patreon. And the originals are also for sale in my Ko-fi shop. Almost all of them. There's one that sold, but the rest of them are available. These ones that I've done, so this is Demi Boy. This is the one that I did on Monday. These ones aren't available yet, but they will be after I finish them and scan them and all that kind of stuff. So by the end of the month for sure. I'm also taking requests if there's flags that people don't see there or haven't seen me do here that they're interested in having. I'm happy to do more of them. Since this one is done, I need to let it dry before I can take the tape up. I might do some color tests for the other ones that I have going, because I haven't picked out paint colors for these ones yet. I have them sketched out. So these are the two different polyam flags. So the one with pie on it, and then the newer one. And then I'm going to do the bear flag and the blue gay flag, because I did the sunset lesbian one and haven't done the blue one yet for gay men. So I should decide on paint colors for those, which I might as well do that now, because why not? Thank you. I really like the color combo of the intersex flag. Doing circles is always a bit of a pain when you're just freehanding stuff, but I think I did all right with it. I have pencil lines down for where I needed to do it, but I think it turned out all right. I still haven't decided how I'm going to do the pie symbol on the polyam one, because it's too small really to do more roses on. So I might just paint some gouache over the top after I finish the roses underneath. I'm not sure yet. But those will be the colors that are easiest to pick out, because it's pretty simple. They're pretty much colors that I can use right out of the tube, which isn't a big deal. So let's see, because it's just red, black, and blue. So you're watching it, KLW. I do actually have a hair dryer offset here that I use for drying it faster, but I think that it looks better if you let it just dry naturally, and this doesn't take too long, so it's not a huge deal. But for the flags with the white on the background, so like the gay man flag, which is this one, there's white in the middle. So I need to do a background coat of something so that the white will actually show up. This one I didn't need to do a background on because there's no white. I don't have alert command set up, Sky. You have to just tell me, or just disappear, I guess. I can probably set one up at some point. I just didn't think to do it. But thank you for the raid, and thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I was so nervous to do this, which is silly. I've been talking about it for, gosh, 4 years or so now. Just never got around to it. So let's pick out the colors for the gay man flag. And now I'm going to make a bunch of sound because I'm rolling things around. Paints. Where's that? There's that. Okay, so for that we need like a dark green. This work. I think that probably works for that. That one is just Viridian hue, I think. Yeah. Let's go with that. I'll probably want to mix this with that. There is a mid-tone in between these, but I think those two are just out of the tube and will do fine. I can just mix those when I get to it to get an in-betweeny color. Yeah. And there's white in the middle. And I guess I have all these blues over here I can use. This one. Is that different enough? Yes. Well, it looks different enough in person. I guess it doesn't look as different on cam. This or darker? Yeah, I get nervous about everything, KLW. My brain is evil, and it likes to tell me that anytime I do something, I'm gonna die, so... I think that's closer. Do those three, okay. Yeah, it's super fun, isn't it, Stars, when you're like going out to get the mail and you're like, okay, but what if I manage to lock myself out of the house even though I have my keys? And what if I can't call anybody even though I have my phone? And what if somebody sees me outside and laughs at me and then I'm stuck outside while they're laughing at me? And it's just like none of that is going to happen. But my brain decides that we need to worry about it anyway. It's stupid and obnoxious. Okay. That's good. Those are on my square palette. I have like 35 different paint palettes going, so this is usually my main one, but I'm trying to use up what I have on there and then clean it out so I can redo it. It's kind of a mess. Right, Stars? It's the worst. It really is. Then I have this one with all the blues in it, which is just way too many. I did that for one of my dream journals. I mixed up a bunch of stuff because I was doing a kind of copy, homage, whatever you want to call it, to Van Gogh's Starry Night. So I needed a lot of paint because I was doing gouache instead of acrylic and I wanted to get some of the texture. But I did make a little bit too much since that's been sitting around since, let's see, I did that in December, I think. Let's see. Let's look at this one. So this is the other polyam flag, the one that doesn't have the pi symbol. The yellow is easy. I already have yellow pulled out for this one, which I did gouache instead of watercolor, but it's watercolor gouache, which is confusing. So that's that. Yeah, me too, Stars. That's one of my favorite ones by Van Gogh. I also like, he did a bunch of paintings about weavers, and I weave, so I like that one too. But even if they're higher scale weavers than I do, I just have a, I think that's too bright. I think this one. Higher production than what I do. My mom passed away on January 1st and she had a loom, so I get the loom now, so I do smaller stuff, but it's a much smaller production level than the stuff he painted. I think that'll actually be fine. That pink, I probably want this magenta and then dark purple, which I have there. That'll work fine for this. Sorry, I'm sure this is really exciting to hear me talking to myself as I poke around all my paint pots. The exciting life of an artist. The one that's going to be more difficult is the bear flag because of all the browns, which is just not the most exciting paint colors. And I don't have as many that I can just use straight up. I can probably mix those for mid-tone. I don't think Van Gogh did me-verse. Weavers, like as in to weave fabric. I guess it does kind of sound like me-verse if I'm not enunciating properly, which I'm probably not. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that seems dry. So we can get a tape peel. Yeah, this tape is so good. Another Twitch streamer that I follow and I actually mod for, Art by Trisha Hall, who will be streaming later today, and that's where I'll go after this, turned me on to this. Yeah, it does rip a little bit with this one, but if you heat it up a little bit, which is, you might see me do this sometimes, just using my body heat to loosen the adhesive. You can also use a hair dryer on a warm setting, and it'll help not tear the paper. But this tape is so good. It's Scotch Delicate Surface, and it does a lot better than regular painter's tape for paper. So I tear it a lot less. It still will tear the paper if you do it when it's too wet. But the Delicate Surfaces is so much better. And yeah, again, heating it up can help if you're having issues. So if you peel it back a little and you see it's tearing, warm it up and start from the other end, and it'll keep you from tearing too much more. So there's that. I can go in that stack. You guys want to decide which one I'm doing next? I've figured out all the paint colors, so it's not a huge deal which one. So we could do the blue gay men flag. We could do either of the polyam flags, or we could do bear. Those are the ones that I have set to go.
cut off my hands and watch me try to
Oh, then we'll do yours, Georgie. Perfect. I love that flag. I just like those colors so much. It's so pretty. I did a... Before we do that, we're going to erase these lines a little bit. They're a little bit too dark and they'll show up. So I can still see them. You probably have difficulty seeing them after I erase them a little bit, but they're still there. Yeah, me too. Like blues and greens. One of my favorite colors that I'll be using for this one is this teal cobalt, I think. And Viridian Hue is the other one, which I really like. That isn't too god-awful crooked for you guys. Oh yeah, fair KLW. I do hope you get that soon. It's been a while.
Now, here comes the music.
Okay, this one has white in the middle, so I'm gonna need to do a background color, which probably blue. Some of them I've done black in the back, just like a light gray, but I don't think that showed up very well for the Demi Boy one, because there are white roses in the middle there, but it's like impossible to see unless you're at an angle. And even then, especially on cam, it's not very visible. So I'm gonna need to do something a bit darker. I think blue. Blue will be good. Which blue? Oh, that really does not look true to color on the video. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself for a second so I can use the hairdryer on this, because that won't make a huge difference. But you guys don't need to hear that much of a loud sound. So I'm here, I can see you, I just won't talk for a little bit. All right, there we go. If you don't make the background dry before you start putting the roses on, it really softens the edges and looks kind of grody because you get some bleed. So they don't look as crisp. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you like it. These colors are just so pretty. It's hard to make it look bad. Oh, the light changed and now that's really blown out, isn't it? That's what I get for using natural light. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go, that's a little bit better. Yeah. Now you can actually kind of see what's happening. Oh, good luck collecting all the moons. Maybe there was a bridge before KLW. And the bridge just fell apart. Oh, good plan, Sky. That seems like really dangerous. I'm sure I'd end up hurting myself if I did VR. Because I am a little goblin creature who likes to store all of my things on the floor. I say as I'm sitting on the floor at a coffee table with shit just spread everywhere within a 3-foot radius of me. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Gosh, I remember when the Wii Mote was first a thing, when you had the Wii Sports and there was bowling. And one time, our dog at the time walked right in front of me while I was bowling, and I hit him square in the jaw, and I felt so bad. I still feel bad. This dog's been gone for over a decade, and I still feel bad about it. He was such a sweet dog. He just got in the wrong spot at the wrong time. He wasn't even like mad at me. He was just like, "Oh, what's happening now?" And I was like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry." Right? It was so bad. I hit him so hard. He was fine, but it was just like, "Oh, Duke, I'm so sorry." Oh, that sounds fun, Sky. I have no clue how I should pronounce that. Ete? There's one game that's coming out soon that I'm really excited for, Venba, which kind of looks like an Indian cooking mama kind of vibe, where you're going through a little story and cooking classic Indian food for your family. And the art style looks so cute, and they said it's supposed to come out in spring 2023, and I've been checking the site every single day for over a month, just waiting for this game to come out. I've been playing so many more indie games lately. It's so fun. There's so much more original art styles, which is always really fun to see. Chicory is really cute. It is not as cute as Cardo, I will say that. Chicory is really nice and has a bunch of good like mental health stuff in it. Like it talks a bit about depression and stuff like that without getting into spoilers, um, which is nice. I think it does that in a really good way. But Cardo is just freaking adorable and has such an original concept for the puzzles. I think that's really good. Although sometimes that was really frustrating. There's one part where I really did not know what they wanted me to do, so I just spun one of the pieces in frustration for like 30 seconds, and that's apparently what you needed to do, and I thought that was really funny. They knew at some point I was going to get so pissed off that I was just going to spin the piece and figure it out. Right now, though, Sky, you might be interested in this one. I'm playing Cozy Grove, which is kind of like a creepy Animal Crossing where you're helping a bunch of ghosts remember who they are so that they can pass on. But you do all the like item collecting and stuff like that too. It's pretty fun. It does have like, they limit the amount you can do per day in game. Yeah, it's a cute art style too. And if I remember right, when I set up my character, there wasn't any gender settings. You're just whoever you are, right? So there's no worry about that, which I always appreciate in a game. Yeah, I remember that one. It was different. I guess I never really got into Stardew Valley. Like, I own it, but it's not the same for me. I prefer I don't like the pixel style art as much, but I have Spiritfarer. That's on my list to do this year too. Well, at some point, I say as I keep buying more games. But Cozy Grove has a kind of cutesier art style. It's kind of like, I guess it's closer to Don't Starve. like Don't Starve and Animal Crossing had a baby. Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. There isn't a huge amount of like character customization from the start, like your base character level. You can choose your eye color and your hair and hair color and stuff like that, but it's pretty basic. And then there's just clothes that you can buy. So far, I'm not super far into the game. I finished day 3 in game last night. But I am a sucker for something that's a little bit creepy where you get to help people. I also finished another one the other day called I Am Dead. That was cute. Different art style, but fun in a weird way, even though it was about death. Oh, you have it 2 stars? Yeah, I'm not super far in, but I really like it. There is a DLC now too, I guess. I don't know when they released that. I wasn't paying attention. But it keeps reminding me that I can buy it.
Put on our masks and we'll walk into the flood with our arms around each other. We'll keep our eyes wide shut and we'll get up early and we'll get happy and we'll make progress and we'll sleep soundly and we'll live freely without ever getting old.
Yeah, that's fair. I figured I would at some point today, Sky. I was pretty close already. Oh, lovely scientist, you followed and I didn't even see. Hi. I'm sorry I didn't say. Yeah, the time and the amount of days streamed is going to be the weird one because I'm doing this because my brother's out of town, so I'm set up in the living room at the coffee table, which is not. He probably wouldn't mind me doing it, but I would not want to break down and set up every time we had company over. That would be a pain in my butt. So we'll see.
Not nervous, we're not angry, we won't worry, we won't care, and we'll get home to see that no one else is there. Peace of the
But I was at
wilderness of
44 followers before I even clicked go live today because I've been threatening to stream for so long that people follow me thinking that I'll actually do it and then I don't. So, like I've had my about panels set up for 3 years, I think. I did go through them last night just to make sure that there wasn't anything stupid in there, and there was definitely a typo in there, and I didn't notice. I had 2 people proofread those before I put them up, and I still had a typo. Yeah, I always take everything I'm doing like way more seriously than I should because I'm just like that, TM. So I get it. You also tend to like get super into it for a while and then decide you need to revamp everything, which I'm sure doesn't help with the burnout feeling. I definitely have a perfectionism streak, so I needed to like decide with myself this doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to start doing it. Which I guess Logitech changing their capture stuff actually pushed me into doing something. I'm good at noticing things about people. I guess with how much I've been reading this year, I should have written more book reviews than I have, but I definitely don't. Good plan, Georgie. Yeah, Sky. I think that's a hard part. I think we all have like our idiosyncrasies that we need to like work on in order to be public at all about ourselves. So it's something that you need to realize you're doing first off, and then figure out that it's not really doing you any favors, which is your second step. Then you need to actually figure out how to work on it with yourself. And that in itself is a lot, even before you get to the rest of it. But like, I spent more time than I'm willing to admit yesterday trying to figure out how to do like randomized follower alerts because I have this idea where if it was showing my actual custom alert that I set up for followers, it's a little index card that pops out and says thank you for the follow, and then it has a sticker on it. And I was trying to figure out how to randomize the stickers, which is a lot of work. And at a certain point of gnashing of teeth, I had to tell myself, you know what, this is not important, like even a little bit. You've just decided that this is a part of what you should do, but it really doesn't matter, and set it aside for a bit. I still have everything set up, so I'll go through and do it at some point, but it was not something I needed to be stressing about in that moment when I still hadn't set up the sound. It's funny how super focused you get on stuff like that when it's really not that big a deal. It isn't, but your brain's just crazy about it. But I have a whole bunch of scans of like actual vintage stickers. I hate saying vintage, but like 90s stickers from when I was a child, which is vintage now, and it makes me feel old. But that way, whenever anybody follows, they get a different sticker, and I thought that was a super cute idea. I'll get it done at some point. I have the stuff to do it. I just need to like actually take the time to set it up, which is a lot of time because of the way the follower alerts work. But considering it isn't even using my custom one today, I'm glad I didn't spend that much time on it. I would have been so pissed. But that is a problem for a different day. Yeah, that makes sense, KLW. I'm just, like I said, I'm weirdly specific about weird things. Because I like the style that I have for my background and stuff, where it's like it's notes on paper basically, is the idea. So all mine are just kind of like scrapbooky. So I like the idea of just having random stickers in it. If I could ever get it to actually work, which I will, but I'm not going to stress about it. Or at least I'm going to try to not stress about it. Knowing my brain, I don't really have as much say in that as I would like. I don't know that that mid-tone is as obvious as I would like it to be. But oh well. Cranky Street is where I live like 90% of the time. Okay, have a good dinner, KLW. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for the follow. Welcome back, Georgie. What snack did you get, Georgie? That's the real question. Ooh, that's a good snack. I haven't had rice cakes in forever. Maybe I should get some. They've got such a specific texture. Yeah, it's a good snack. I do like the crunch. That's a big need in like all of my snack foods. My go-to is always popcorn. But rice cakes sound pretty good. Maybe when I do a grocery order, I'll get some rice cakes. Yeah, crunch is important. Like, crunch isn't a flavor, but it might as well be. Because if something tastes good but doesn't crunch right, then it's pointless. Like, is there anything worse in the world than a stale tortilla chip? I don't think there's anything that makes me sadder. I also used to just eat ice like crazy as a kid because of the crunch. Right? Just, it's kind of like, was it Viggo Mortensen who said that there's nothing with a greater rift between good and hot and cold than the McDonald's French fry, where it's just like a completely different creature afterwards. Yeah, they really are. And they don't reheat. It's like melted butter, where once it's gone, it's gone. You can never get it back. Man, now I want McDonald's. I've played myself. Not that that takes too much work to make me want McDonald's. Yeah, if they're like fresh and salted, they're so good. But the second they cool down even a little bit, it's just a completely different beast. Oh, good, Georgie. What are you going to draw? Do you have a plan or just going in wild? Ooh, I love doing logo commissions. They're so fun. Drawing for yourself is always good too. I'm really bad about that. I've mostly been doing stuff for my Patreon and haven't really just like sat down and doodled in a really long time. Oh, I'm glad it's fun. Sometimes they're a bit of a beast to wrestle with, but sometimes they just flow out and it's fun for logos. Yeah, it definitely is the artist curse. I mean, I guess these are technically for fun. They aren't on like a to-do list. They aren't, well, they aren't immediately earning me any money. They might once I put them up for sale, but sometimes you just gotta make things because you want to make something. Yeah, I create too much. I have too many ideas and not enough time and not enough gumption to really get everything done that I think of. But I think that's basically normal for anybody who does creative stuff. Yep, I get this guy. I have my Patreon now, which I've been pretty good about keeping up with. So that's my general creative stuff, and then I have other stuff going around on the edges. But I always feel like I should be like better at social media and stuff like that because that's really how you do anything as an artist anymore. If you're online at all, you need to be like posting on Instagram and posting on Twitter and posting 3 things a day here and 4 things there. And it just gets so overwhelming to me that I just can't do it. So I just focus on my little Patreon and doing my silly little tasks, and that's fine. Did I make a Patreon command? I think I meant to. I'm pretty sure I did. I did. Good job, past me. Yeah, I think approaching it with just like whenever you can manage to do this thing that's mentally healthy for you is better than saying you have a schedule and then not sticking to it just because then people aren't expecting things and so you feel less pressure on yourself. So I do when I first started my Patreon, I was doing my Year of Lyrics project where I was doing a full piece of art once a week and posting it. And that was too much for me. I did that for a year, and then I was like, I kind of never want to do this ever again. So I went down to once a month, and that's a lot better for me. Although, considering how insane my life has been for the past year, maybe I shouldn't be doing once a month, but I need some sort of tether, and that might as well be it. But the whole algorithm thing where you need to post X amount in a day and you need to post these kind of things and stuff, I can't be bothered. Thanks, Georgie. Patreon is pretty good. I support a number of other artists there, and then obviously a couple people pay me, which is nice. But it's always cool to get kind of like behind the scenes stuff from other people. So like one of the artists that I follow on Patreon, Nathan Long, was just actually up here in Alaska like last week, which was fun. He was up here for like some of the worst pollen we've had in a while too, so I felt kind of bad for him. I do also have a Ko-fi, and I'm fairly certain that I set up a thing. I'm really bad about posting like proper posts on Ko-fi, but I do have a shop over there. So there's that. And I do a lot of the stuff that I have on Patreon goes public after a week, so anybody can see it from there. You don't have to have an account or pay me. People who do pay me just get it a little bit earlier. Yeah, that's where Sky got the rainy day stickers, which I made. I've been working a little bit on other sticker sheets around other stuff, because they're just like little things that you can do when you're watching something. But I find Ko-fi's like posting style, I guess is what I mean, doesn't work the same way that Patreon's does, which frustrates me because I want to put multiple images in something and then also have like a long description. But I want the image to be at the top, and I want to have a proper amount to describe because I talk a lot, especially about my dream journals, because like I have to explain. You can't just drop like, I don't know, what was a recent one I did that needed an explanation? Oh, there was the trauma one about my mom. You can't just drop something like that and not explain it. I mean, you could. I can't. I am incapable of shutting up about it. Or like the artichoke one. I guess that's a good example of one where I really need to explain it. Thank you, Georgie. I appreciate it. I'll make sure to follow you back once I'm not doing this. My laptop is still chugging along. I was concerned that it wouldn't manage, but it seems to be doing okay. I think I'm gonna finish this row and then call it because my back is mad at me. I don't think I should push that. But I think since my laptop managed this all right, I will probably try to stream again tomorrow at about the same time, since I have the morning open. Well, my morning. I'm aware it's not everybody's morning. That's the fun part about Alaska. I have more morning at weird times. Yeah, when I was doing the Demi Boy one, instead of sitting on the floor like I am now, I was up on the couch, which meant that I was like completely folded over in half, and that was not my smartest move. Right now it's 2:23 p.m. So just a little bit behind Sky. Thank you, Sky. I appreciate that. This is my favorite song by this band. ACS. There are a couple streams on Twitch. I've been following them since like I want to say 2015, when they were just first starting out. Yeah, time zones are ridiculous. At the last like office job I had, I was in charge of contacting publishers because I worked at a textbook store, basically, to get questions and stuff for them, and almost all of them are on the East Coast, which is just really inconvenient if you're trying to call them on Alaska time. So I'm really good at US time zones. Everywhere else I'm a little hazier on. But yeah, I do think that's cool, Sky. It's wild that we are on the same, but we still have like such different weather. Because you guys have been warmer than we have been here. We got up to 68 Fahrenheit, which I'm not going to remember Celsius for that off the top of my head. Day before yesterday, which was the hottest it's been so far this summer. Yeah, I can tell because I is suffering. It makes it really obvious how hot it is because he's just so shiny, that poor boy. But that's like one day of warm that we got. We've mostly been a bit below it. So, which I appreciate personally. We've been kind of cloudy and rainy, which is good. Yeah, I don't do well with the heat anymore. I used to do all right with it when I lived in Portland. But since I moved up here, I can't. If it gets above 65, I'm like, why are we living like this? Why would you make me do this? In Portland, one summer, I remember when I was in high school, it got up to 114, which is like really hot. And I was fine. I was also a lot thinner back then, which probably makes a significant difference too. But you should visit Alaska. It's a nice place to visit. But if you come in September, it's a lot cheaper than if you come during the summer because we mark stuff up for tourists. So Okay, folks, I think I'm going to call it here. I'm not going to bother rating anybody today because I just don't want to look at anything else right now. I'm going to go get lunch anyway. So, yeah, see, with cold, I have a space heater, which is great. For the heat, like just even a room air conditioner unit is so expensive that I cannot afford it. So I just, nah, cold is a lot easier to deal with. All right. Thanks everybody for coming and all the follows and all that stuff. I was kind of expecting to do this just by myself and sit here and paint for 3 hours. So I really appreciate the company. And I'm glad that I helped some people get some other stuff done too. That's a nice addition. So hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you. And everybody remember to drink some water and eat something if you haven't. I know Georgie's good on the eating, but all right. Thanks again, and I'll see you another time.